Hey, what's up guys, Darren here. So after spending a full week of playing Destiny 2, I want to go into like a deeper analysis about each subclass's super. We'll talk about my concerns and what I think needs to be fixed in the full release. So let's start off with the Warlock, and the Warlock was actually my least favorite class in Destiny 2. And this is weird because I'm a Warlock main. This is coming from a Warlock main in Destiny 1. I just felt like the Warlock supers were kind of weak in comparison to the other classes, and let me explain why. So the Dawnblade subclass has this Daybreak super where you unleash this flaming sword, and you can throw these sword slashes, and each one of these projectiles are one-shot kills, but I had problems with actually landing these shots. Granted, it definitely takes practice, and I'm probably just really bad at the game, but the super isn't really forgiving if you miss your shots because it does not last long at all. My suggestion is that the duration of the super needs to be longer, but another thing to point out is that Bungie might have already fixed this problem, and it's in the bottom skill tree of the subclass, which contains perks that can alleviate these problems. So one of the perks gives tracking to the projectiles, and another increases the duration of the super when you get a kill. So they pretty much addressed these problems already. We'll just have to see if it actually works in practice. So the next Warlock subclass is the Voidwalker, and man, I was very disappointed about the changes they made to the Nova Bomb. I think the Nova Bomb just moves way too slow. Like, you need to be so close to even hit your damn enemy because, man, they could just walk away from because of how slow it moves. What I wanted to see changed is that the Nova Bomb needs to move faster. And there might be a solution to it without Bungie even changing it, and it's actually in the bottom skill tree. So if you look at the top skill tree, which is a skill tree you're kind of locked in the beta, there's actually a perk in the top skill tree that makes the Nova Bomb move slower. So perhaps if we had the bottom skill tree equipped, it may fix that problem, but we'll have to see. So moving on from the Warlock, we have the Hunter. And I feel like the Hunter's Arc Strider subclass is a bit weak in my opinion. So in Destiny 2, it's very easy to get killed out of your super. I feel like the Arc Staff doesn't move fast enough to close the gap with your enemy, and doesn't have enough armor to keep yourself from getting killed. Granted, you do have that dodge, and maybe that could close the gap, but the dodge can only do so much. And speaking of the dodge, I feel like that needs to be buffed as well. It feels like you don't have that dodge often enough, and you could get killed with the dodge pretty easily because enemies can still have aim assist on you while you're doing your animation. Like, what the hell? It's not like that in Destiny 1, why is it like that in Destiny 2? But I did look at the bottom skill tree of the Arc Strider, and it seems like there's perks that address these problems because one perk lets you use your dodge more often, and the other makes you harder to kill while dodging. So we'll have to see if these perks actually make a difference in the full release. But I think the Arc Strider needs to be looked at. I think it needs more armor. I think it needs to be moved faster. Maybe a combination of both. We'll just have to see in the full release. The next super for the Hunter is the Golden Gun. And I think Goldie is perfectly fine and is probably one of the best supers in the game right now. Although a lot of people had a problem with the duration of the super and believed the duration of the super was too short. But personally, I think the duration of the super is perfectly fine. And the reason why is because you have 6 shots instead of 3. So you kind of have to have that trade-off if you do want 6 shots. But for those who want a longer duration, the bottom tree might work out better for you because it does last longer, but you only have 3 shots instead of 6. So keep that in mind. So last but not least, we have the Titan. And I think the Titan supers are perfectly fine. I think both supers are very powerful and they last very long. The Sentinel Titan has a lot of versatility. And if you do want that panic shutdown super, you do have the Fist of Havoc. It actually feels like they're more powerful than the other subclasses. So perhaps these supers need to be nerfed, or the Warlock and the Hunter supers need to be buffed in some sort of way. So as of right now, I personally feel like the Fist of Havoc and the Golden Gun are the best supers in the game. The Fist still has that panic shutdown super like it was in Destiny 1, while the Golden Gun can totally make plays from a good enough distance to keep yourself from getting killed. So that brings me to my question. What class are you guys going to start off in Destiny 2? Right now, I'm split between starting off with the Hunter or the Titan. I like the movement of both classes, and they totally have the best supers in the game right now. Be sure to comment your answer in the comment section below. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I have a big project coming up real soon. I did a podcast with Ambu from Team BSK, and AC Trap Daddy, who is a up-and-coming Destiny streamer. We talked about our impressions on Destiny 2 so far, based off the beta. We talked a lot about matchmaking, ranked playlist, and things that Bungie could tweak for PvP. So be sure to subscribe so you can see when that goes up. But anyways, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.